A local fundraiser for the Indiana National Guard set records over the weekend. More on that. Plus, Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spenner is tonight's guest on Monday with the Mayor, and Andrea Peters talks about the upcoming Holland Community Fest tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin tonight with a busy weekend for the DuBois County Sheriff's Department. The department made 5 arrests in all from Friday through yesterday, most notably 2 from accidents where drivers were arrested on OWI charges and a man who was staggering along the street in Jasper. We begin at 7:55 Saturday evening when deputies were called to a vehicle stranded in a ditch along Old Huntingburg Road about a mile north of the city. Deputies say 37-year-old Stephen Stetter of Huntingburg had been headed southbound on Old Huntingburg Road when his car went partially off of the road to the right. Stetter then lost control of the car, causing it to go back off of the roadway to the right, where it came to rest in the ditch. Deputies then found that Stetter was driving while intoxicated, his BAC registered at .095%. Stetter is now facing a felony for OWI. Deputies say it's a felony charge because there was a 13-year-old passenger in the vehicle. His car was a total loss, and deputies were assisted by Indiana State Police and a wrecker from Ubalors. Moving now to late Saturday night, an on-patrol sheriff's deputy noticed a man who was staggering while walking on Newton Street in Jasper. Deputies say the man then almost walked out in front of the patrol car. Police caught up with the man, 27-year-old Chad Lechner of Jasper, near the intersection of 5th and Clay Streets. Lechner was found to be intoxicated, and at that point, deputies became worried about his safety. Deputies also found a small amount of suspected marijuana and other drug paraphernalia. Lechner attempted to flee from officers but was arrested following a short pursuit. He's charged with a Class D felony for possession of paraphernalia with a prior conviction and Class A misdemeanors for possession of marijuana and resisting law enforcement. We conclude with a car in a ditch near Jasper yesterday morning that led to a Virginia woman being arrested. At around 5:40 a.m., deputies were called to a vehicle in a ditch along State Road 164 at Trainer Lane, just east of Jasper. Deputies say the vehicle got out of the ditch and headed southbound on Trainer Lane. The driver, 30-year-old Hope Hines of Chester, Virginia, was later found by deputies, and they say she was very intoxicated. She was taken to Memorial Hospital where her BAC registered at .26%, more than 3 times the legal limit. Hines was booked into the DuBois County Security Center. She faces a level 6 felony for operating while intoxicated due to a prior conviction for OWI within the last 5 years. No damage was found where Hines' vehicle went into the ditch. Jasper police also assisted. A pair of railroad crossing closings across the area may affect your daily travels throughout this month. Officials with the Indiana Department of Transportation say Norfolk Southern has postponed the scheduled closing of the crossing at State Road 64 in Huntingburg. That closing had previously been set to begin this morning. INDOT now says the crossing will close for repairs beginning at 8 o'clock next Monday morning. That's September 15th. It will then reopen to traffic no later than next Friday, September 19th. Now, local traffic will be able to go up to the railroad crossing, at which point all lanes will be closed. The detour will follow US 231 and State Road 162. Meanwhile, Norfolk Southern crews did close the railroad crossing at State Road 257 at Velpen and Pike County for repairs this morning. This is the first of a 2-phase closure. INDOT says the crossing should reopen to traffic Wednesday morning. Phase 2 gets underway next week. That crossing is also set to close at 8 o'clock next Monday morning for work to begin. INDOT says this crossing will also reopen to traffic no later than next Friday. Again, in this case, local traffic will have access up to the railroad crossing, at which point all lanes will close. The official detour here will follow State Roads 56, 61, and 64. This year's Golden Ticket Awards ceremony marked yet another round of awards for Holiday World and Splash and Safari. Holiday World's Wildebeest Water Coaster took home the title of #1 water park ride in the world for the 5th year in a row by Amusement Today magazine. The park was also named as the cleanest park in the world for the 15th straight year. The Golden Ticket Awards ceremony was held Saturday night at California-based SeaWorld San Diego. Other honors bestowed to Holiday World included the Voyage and Raven roller coasters, named among the top 15 wooden roller coasters in the world, Splash and Safari named the world's second best water park, and the park's staff being named as second friendliest worldwide. The Golden Ticket Awards are determined through surveys. Those surveys are submitted by well-traveled park enthusiasts from all over the globe. Now, Holiday World will begin fall festivities later this month as well. The park is open to the public on Saturday of this week before closing for a private outing next Sunday. The park will then kick off its Happy Halloween weekends next Saturday, September 20th. The Happy Halloween weekends will be in conjunction with the Town of Santa Claus's Family Fall-O weekends. Those are taking place this month and all the way through October. There will be 3 different ticket package options available. These are horseback riding at Santa's Stables, specialty pizza through Frosty's Fun Center, and Christmas cash to spend at participating businesses. The ticket packages are available for the final 2 weekends of this month and all 4 weekends coming up in October. For more information, you can go online to santaclausind.org/Fall-O weekends. You can also call the Spencer County Visitors Bureau at 888-444-9252. A local fundraiser for the Indiana National Guard set new records this weekend. The 100 Men Who Cook fundraiser was held Saturday night at the Huntingburg Event Center. The night featured dishes ranging from barbecue ribs to chili to various different desserts. All money raised was given to the Indiana National Guard Relief Fund. The fundraiser was put on by Old National Bank. Regional President Tom Crodel says the fundraiser began in Terre Haute back in 2006. Crodel says the format of the event has played a big part in its success in the years since.
Generally speaking, because it's basically you come casual, it's a great networking, it's very relaxed, and to be quite honest with you, most of the money has been raised for very worthy causes throughout the footprint of Old National, and people have just been very generous and they've raised a lot of money.
More than 100 cooks took part in the event Saturday night. Greg Jeffries was one of those. Jeffries, who made a bananas Foster dessert over vanilla ice cream, says raising money for the National Guard remains an important cause.
We got our heroes everywhere, red, white, and blue. They're away from their families. It's to help them out, and it's all for a good cause.
As I mentioned, Saturday's edition of 100 Men Who Cook set records. More than $114,000 was raised for the Indiana National Guard Relief Fund. That includes more than $17,000 in tip money for dishes. All of those mark the largest donation in the fund's history. Dr. Scott Beckman took home the Golden Spatula Award for raising the most tip money. Dr. Beckman's dish accounted for more than $2,000 of the tip money total. Finally this evening, Indiana's top elections official and leaders of both political parties are now working to get more residents to vote in this upcoming November's general election. Republican Secretary of State Connie Lawson has launched a $750,000 nonpartisan Get Out the Vote effort this year. Radio, television, and newspaper ads focus on the value and potential decisiveness of every vote. Now, the May primary saw just 13% of Indiana's nearly 4.6 million registered voters cast a ballot. The November ballots lack marquee races, and officials fear that could lead to the lowest general election voter turnout in state history. The report shows the Republican and Democratic parties are encouraging supporters to show up at the polls by going door to door and through the use of social media. All right, coming up after the break, Denny Spenner joins me for Monday with the Mayor, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform with Andrea Peters. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.